We are living in a time where a new North Star is guiding us. As the transitional generation, it's no longer about mere survival. It's about living into our highest potentials and becoming all that we are capable of becoming. Within each of us lies a blueprint for who we are meant to become, along with the capacity and the power to create our own heaven on earth. So, what gets in the way? Before I tell you what gets in the way, my name is Dr. Helen Orombi, and I am a women's empowerment and transformational coach. So, what gets in the way? We are, as I mentioned, that transitional generation. Unlike all the generations before us, our mothers, for some of us, our grandmothers, they were guided by the need to survive. But we, as this transitional generation, we have the opportunity to self-actualize, which means become all that we are capable of becoming, living into our highest potentials and possibilities. But this opportunity comes with a challenge. See, our brain-body system remains wired for survival. This deeply ingrained operating system designed to keep us safe in times of scarcity or danger, it must be rewired and upgraded to align with our highest potentials and possibilities. And so this concept isn't just theoretical for me, it's deeply personal. In 2007, while working as a psychotherapist, a client's story of being held at gunpoint triggered a memory I had long buried. Suddenly, before I knew it, I was transported back to my childhood during a time of war. I felt myself as a 6 or 7-year-old witnessing a soldier dangling my little brother with a gun to his head because he was crying. Until that moment, I had no conscious recollection of this event. It had been locked away, stored in my body. And that moment revealed how trauma and past experiences, even when buried, it still it lives in our bodies. And so I became fascinated by the brain-body connection and how unresolved experiences shape our emotional and physical health. But even as I worked with others to help them heal, I realized I hadn't healed. I hadn't fully healed myself. And so by 2012, the unresolved weight of the experiences and traumas of my past, it all caught up with me and my body just shut down. And I completely retreated inward and I coped with overeating and really unhelpful practices and habits, right? I felt disconnected from my sense of purpose. And so creativity became my saving grace. For 2 years, I poured myself into crocheting, a practice that's always helped me process stories, whether from clients or my own life. And so the decade that followed became my journey of transformation. I read countless books, took countless courses, and slowly emerged from the shell I had created. In 2017, almost a decade from that experience, I discovered EFT tapping, which is emotional freedom technique. And in 2021, I began working with the chakra system. So using EFT tapping and the lower first chakras, I was finally able to release all the energy that was stored in my body and began to become aligned with my authentic self. So, yes, therapy is invaluable. However, talk therapy alone doesn't release the energetic blocks that are stored in your body. You need a mind-body system, and the chakras, they kind of work as a guide. You don't really need to understand much about the chakras, but it works as a guide to help you know where to go. So just I intentionally, deliberately did that work on myself to release the past from my body. And then in 2022, I discovered Dr. Claire Zamet's transformational and empowerment work, and I later trained in her methodology. What her work did, it served to expand my self-concept, who I am, who I believe others are, what I believe is possible for me. Because yes, you can go through the healing and yes, you can release it from your body, but you need to expand your sense of your identity, your sense of who you are. And so her work enabled me to write a new template for who I can become. I was able to rewrite my story about who I am and break even further barriers. I thought I'd done a lot of clearing, but there was more invisible barriers that I had to become conscious and then release them. And then I was able to redefine what's possible for me, therefore stepping into my highest potentials and becoming the woman that I am meant to be. And so towards the end of the year in 2024, around October, my focus shift. It shifted to bringing my divine self fully back online, aligning my human self with my divine self. Bringing this part of me back online, what it did was it provided me with a perspective about my past life my life experience, not my past life, but my life experience. And it allowed me to see it from a higher perspective. From that perspective, I could really see the divine orchestrations in my life and how everything was happening for me so that I can awaken to my power to be the creator or the co-creator of my reality, even though at that time I may not have realized it, right? When it's happening, you're in the midst of it, you can't really see. And the way I can explain it is like, imagine hiking to the top of the mountain. As you're hiking up, you cannot see the view that you would see when you're up on top of the mountain. And so bringing my divine self in alignment, or bringing my human self, if I would like to say, my human self into alignment with my divine self, gave me a grander perspective. It was like I was on the top of the mountain and I could see things that I couldn't see when I was in the midst of everything. And so my commitment now is to live as an expression of the divine here on this planet. And part of my calling, or part of creating my heaven on earth, is to help awaken women to the truth of who they are. And the truth of who they are is that we are powerful, we are worthy, and we are the expression of the divine here on earth, called to create our heaven on earth, whatever that means for you. And so, based on my story, based on just kind of looking at my journey of transformation, which now I call my journey of expansion, I created a solution to guide women from survival to creatorship. The work that I do now is rooted in this journey. I want to be able to help women move beyond survival mode into alignment with their highest potential. And so, who is this woman that I'm called to work with? She's a woman who's awakening. She's realizing maybe there's more going on than what I see. She's waking up to begin to see her conditioning, to begin to see how society, how culture, how her family of origin has conditioned her. She's beginning to see that maybe her limitations are not the truth of who she is. She's a change maker. She's conscious. She's creative. All right. And so her age, around 35 to 60s and beyond. And what is her pain point? What keeps her up at night? She struggles with fear and scarcity and self-doubt. She may have unresolved emotional traumas stored in her body. She experiences self-sabotage, procrastination, or a lack of clarity in her vision. She carries a sense of shame or not enoughness. She has a hard time trusting herself or stepping into her role as a leader or a co-creator. She feels fragmented, pulled between living into her highest potential, but also feeling limited. She's tried a lot of personal development tools, but still feels blocked. She feels disconnected from her higher self or her divine essence to this intelligence in the universe that's bigger than her own mind. And she struggles to create with ease and flow, instead relying on a lot of force, control, and efforting. What is it that she most deeply desires? To be released from the weight of her past, traumas, shame, limiting beliefs. She wants to be in alignment with her feminine power, connected deeply with her worthiness, with her power and her purpose. She wants to be able to shift to a state of flow, joy, and abundance. She wants to live her purpose confidently, sharing her gifts and building a meaningful, impactful life and or business. She wants to be aligned with her divine essence and experience trust, peace, and wholeness. And so her journey of transformation looks like this. I divided them into three pillars. So pillar number one is about releasing survival mode. It's about clearing any stuck energy in our bodies based on our past experience. Why? Because we need to move out of fear, scarcity, and overwhelm so as to feel safe, grounded, and in the flow. And so some of the tools I'll be using in Pillar 1 is EFT tapping, chakra work, somatic healing. And why does this matter? Well, if fear, doubt, or resistance keep showing up, it's because your energy is stuck in survival mode. By clearing these patterns, you create the inner safety needed to receive more abundance, more confidence, and ease in your life. And what's the result of doing this work? You're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel more confident and energetically open to all the opportunities that are here and available to you. So that's pillar number one. Now, pillar number two is the dimension of transformation. It's moving from healing into embodying. Remember when I told you my story about using Dr. Claire Zamet's work? It's about expanding our sense of who we are and embodying this new template. So it's moving from healing into action, into empowerment, into expansion. It's about aligning your mind, your emotions, and your energy with a vision for the life to your destiny. And so the process that I use in the transformational pillar is the woman-centered approach or model created by Dr. Claire Zamet. And the model, it follows three categories. So it's igniting your vision, it's identifying your inner barriers, it's breaking through to a new story, and then mapping out your growth pathway. Because just because you've rewritten your story, it doesn't mean you automatically become that woman. There are things that you have to change, their habits, their mindsets, right? Their behaviors, their choices you have to change. And so a lot of the work is about becoming embodied, becoming this woman through changing your habits, through changing your mindset, your behaviors, your decisions. Okay? And why does this matter? Well, you've likely done a lot of personal development work before, right? As a therapist, I had done a lot of healing work myself. But as the analogy for transformation is usually that metamorphosis from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Well, once when you're doing your healing work, you're still a caterpillar. You haven't yet become that butterfly. And so this transformational work enables you to transform, metamorphose in, I think that's the word, into a butterfly. Okay. And so without taking embodied action, right? Because you have to embody this new you and take action. If you don't take action, your vision stays a dream, right? The woman that you want to become just stays a dream, an idea. And so this pillar ensures you're actually creating momentum towards the woman that you want to become, towards the vision that you want to create for your life. And the result is you'll step into a confident, self-led version of yourself who can create with ease and confidence. And then pillar number three is all about spirituality and purpose. It's about integrating your higher self into your daily life and living your purpose. And so it's about shifting from just self-improvement to fully becoming the divine in this earth experience, right? And then creating your heaven on earth, whatever that means to you. So the intention in this phase is to align your intuition, your soul mission, your divine wisdom to step into creatorship, manifest with ease, and bring your highest vision into this world. It is about creating heaven on earth. And so my heaven on earth is to awaken women to the truth of who they are, that they're powerful, that they're worthy, right? And so I don't know what your heaven on earth looks like, but when I'm creating my heaven on earth, you're creating your heaven on earth. Together, we are going to create a new future for our world. Okay? And so why does this matter? Your vision is not just about setting goals. It's about becoming who you're truly meant to become. As women, we can get stuck in the personal development and improvement phase, but never really stepping into who we are meant to be, that divine self. So the result you're going to experience in this pillar is you're going to experience deep peace, fulfillment, effortless creation, being fully aligned with your highest path and divine purpose. And so, what is your next step? There are two options. The first option is book a call. Let's have a conversation and let's clarify the vision for your life, what it is that you most deeply want to create. Let's clarify what's holding you back. And then I can share how we can work together if it feels aligned. So the first step is to book a call, and the link is going to be below. The second option is I created a membership called Awakening Women Collective Membership. We cannot become ourselves by ourselves. This is a quote by my mentor, Dr. Zamet. We cannot become ourselves by ourselves. We need one another. And so I created this membership as a place where we can work through all of those pillars together. The membership is only $47 a month, and we'll be meeting 3 times a month, every Thursdays at 12 o'clock. And you can cancel anytime, right? Or you can stay the whole year and go through all of those pillars. And so I shared 2 options. The first option is book a call and let's clarify your vision, what's holding you back, and clarify your next steps. And the next step could look like working with me one-on-one. But if you're not ready for that commitment, then join the Awaken Women Collective membership for $47 a month, where we will work 3 times a month as a group, as a collective, be with other women, like-minded women, have a sense of community, because again, we cannot become ourselves by ourselves. And so thank you for taking your time out of, thank you for taking some time out of your day, let me say it that way, and listening to what I've had to say. So either book a call or join the membership. Both links are going to be down below. This has been Helen, and thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.